welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Topham. With me this week is Dom. Hey man, how's it going?
It's going well, Topham. How are things with you?
Yeah, things are going fine. Destiny 2's just been announced, within the last week, so I'm rather excited about that.
Which I'm excited that it's coming to PC finally, so that might actually play it for once.
Yeah, it should be a good time. I'm gonna stick to playing it on PS4, I think, just because that's where the people I play with are. And I have just a fantastic clan and group of people that I like playing with. It's that a lot of that group have been very excited about the news over the last week. So they're releasing Destiny 2, which is going to continue on the story of Destiny. It looks like it's very themed against one of the races that was kind of neglected but included in the first game, the Cabal, who are just a war, a race based around war and there's no words for retreat and all this nonsense. So they're very combat oriented. Klingon. There we go. Yeah.
There's always, whenever somebody makes a space game, there's always that one race, isn't there? It's like Klingon, Krogan, we fight. What else do you do? We kill things. What else do you do? We fight. Oh, fuck.
We invade places?
Yeah.
That's different? So, yeah, that's that kind of race. And, I'm looking forward to that. Destiny's just released Age of Triumph, which is the final farewell to Destiny 1 as well. And there's a progress book with it as well. And I've been working very hard on trying to complete it. Just in the free time that I've had. And
how's that been going?
I should finish it this week.
Jesus.
Handily, I'll finish it in time. Considering there's still 4 months left to go.
It just got announced and you're already almost 100% complete with the first game, right?
You've
done most things, right? At this point?
Yeah, the book completion is it doesn't 100% to get all of the rewards from the book isn't 100% of the book. So you can get all the rewards without completing everything, and
you only need 7 out of 10 or whatever to get everything.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's 13 pages, and I think you need 10 of the pages. But a lot of that was retroactively filled in from playing at a certain time in the game's life cycle. There's 7 achievements to do with that, and those would all just automatically populate. So, I got most of those done. And then just been
suddenly makes it very easy for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So.
No, it's a nice little reward for you playing, but at the same time, it's the players who've been playing need something new to do, and it's you're just gonna reward us for the shit we've been doing. Come on, guys, something.
Yeah, but they've released all of the raids that they've done at a new higher light level, and each of them are being rolled out week by week. So there's 4 weeks of content that's being provided to us. That will then get cycled through. And there's hooks and things to keep people playing as well, it's generally a good time. So
Bungie have done a very good job with Destiny, I gotta say. I've aside from I think initial fuck ups, but every game nowadays has initial fuck ups.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything bad about it. Generally it's been well received and it's been a good game, and it's there's people like you who've been lasting this long and are still very much enjoying it.
Yeah, there was. I looked at the stats of the people that, how many people played over the weekend, and you're looking at about 600,000 people playing PvP and 1.1 to 1.3 million playing PvE content per day over the weekend. Now, that's going to be about 1.3 million at most people playing, but that's still really good community engagement after 2.5 years of the game being out. So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's not many games on Steam which peak at over 1 million a day. I don't think there is. I think there is any aside from Dota, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe Counter-Strike as well. But there's really not many get even that high.
Yeah. So it's still going strong, I guess. Before the update, it wasn't doing as well. There's about 400,000 people on PvP and probably about 600,000 in PvE, but it's
amazing what a final update will do.
Yeah, it'll get people back in, shockingly, so they're excited about the new one. Woo! So yeah, there's going to be a lot going on there, and I'm looking forward to Destiny 2. I am tempted to pre-order it already because I know I'm going to play it. Like, I don't think anyone could fault me for saying, oh yeah, I'm going to play a game that I've played the first one for 1,000 hours. Shocking. Speaking of games that we've played many, many hours of, Dark Souls 3 just got its final update or DLC?
It is the final. Apparently, it's the final DLC, and this will be like the final thing of Dark Souls. Like, there's not going to be Dark Souls 4. There's not going to be any more DLC. And you're talking about people getting more active and like coming back to the game after a patch. Yeah, I've been getting invaded a lot. It's rough. It's rough.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And like some of the stuff they've added in this most recent patch this most recent like DLC as well. Like, there's 4 new bosses. Like, this DLC is pretty fucking substantial. There's 4 new bosses, of which I've only been able to beat 2 so far. One of them's optional, and is basically... Do you remember Camelite from Dark Souls 1 DLC?
Yes.
Yeah. He makes Camelite look like a bitch. Like, this guy is...
dragon was a pain in the arse.
Yeah, well, this dragon's even worse. Like, he's so hard. But, yeah, then the final boss, like, it does seem very similar to the, Artorias of the Abyss DLC from Dark Souls 1. Like, the final boss is like a hyped up version of Artorias. Seriously.
Oh, man.
It is a bloke. It is.
He wasn't even the final boss.
I know. He's a cross between Artorias and Magnus. He really is.
Oh, Manus was so difficult. I just had to like black iron armor and just tank everything and just wail on him until he dies.
I'm trying that, but the only person I've got that far with in the DLC, like the only character I've got that far with is Pyromancer and Dark Magic Specialist.
Oh, okay.
And this guy's really resistant to dark magic. And Pyromancy isn't that good in that game. So it's like, and the dragon is a dark and fire dragon. So I'm doubly fucked.
Oh man, that's rough.
It's pretty rough. But no, they did a very interesting thing with this DLC because they finally added in the 9th Covenant, because all the previous Dark Souls have had 9 covenants. This one has only had 8. They've added in a 9th one in this one. The 9th Covenant lets you be one of the bosses.
That's interesting.
It's really weird. So the way it works is you go into the boss room, there's like this giant thing which you kill, like it's just like an NPC. It's just like an NPC. If you don't kill it in time, it just disappears. Then one of the Painting Guardians from Dark Souls 1 appears, but he's got shit tons of health and he can heal. And then you get invaded by somebody who can't heal at all, but has about 50% damage resistance. So
interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of rough at times. Like, if you get somebody who specializes in PvP, then you are not going to get through that boss anytime soon. No. But I managed to, luckily on my second attempt, get somebody who's terrible at it, and I just completely destroyed him. But awesome. Yeah, it's just like, it's completely luck of the draw depending on who you get. But I need to... The problem is, to get into that covenant, you have to beat the optional dragon boss. So I'm just like smashing my head against a brick wall trying to beat this boss because I really want to be part of the covenant, but I'm just like, ugh. Seriously, like it's a really good DLC because they're like the hardest bosses in the entire series. It's been good.
I like tough bosses as long as they don't feel impossible, and that's what Dark Souls was very good at. Not making a boss feel impossible.
Currently, the dragon feels pretty impossible. Like, I've got him... The worst I got him down to is a quarter. Like, down a quarter, so he gets 3/4 of his health left. The best I got with the final boss, at the moment, I've got him down to half. But it's still, like... Apparently, the final boss as well has 3 forms, and I've only got down to, like, most of the way through the second form, and I'm just like, this is insane. I don't even want to know what he does next. Like, it's... Yeah. So annoying. It's good though, because there are very set ways you can do it. Like the final boss, his first form, you can block 95% of it with a shield that has 100% block.
Okay, that's good.
So you can just tank him and then just like hit him really hard and he'll stumble. Like he's at the beginning he's not hard, but then he goes into stage 2 and he's like, that's when the Manus comes out and then he starts like, stuff goes wrong.
Yeah.
But no, it's been really good. Like, it's been really good final DLC. It's like a really good send off to the Dark Souls series, I reckon.
Cool. I'm I guess I'm looking forward to what comes out of that studio next. I haven't kept up with the DLC. I probably should look at it and try and get invested, but at the same time, I'm not sure if I want to.
Yeah, I feel like a few people have kind of got a bit tapped out on Dark Souls, and I think that's why people have stopped. But he's going to stop doing it. He said they're moving on to better projects or different projects which are not Dark Souls related.
That's cool.
Whether that means Bloodborne 2, I don't know, but it's
like
the two bits of I don't think Dark Souls has had what I describe as a bad piece of DLC throughout its entire run.
Yeah,
the Dark Souls 2 ones were a bit bloated at times. They were a bit long to be long, but they were solid.
They
Dark
enhanced
Souls 1,
the root game as well, though, in Dark Souls 2, didn't they? So
they meshed into the story and stuff. And Dark Souls 1 is the epitome of a good DLC. The Dark Souls 3 ones have been somewhere in the middle. So
yeah, adding stuff into a story. The Artorias of the Abyss DLC was great. It added stuff into the story. It gave you an optional cutscene, which is the best cutscene in the game, where you find Sif, and then when you go to fight him, he just pins you down and he's like, it's like big puppy. Yes.
It makes it even more tragic when you have to kill him.
When you have to fight him, that's probably the best fight in any game. Maybe best fight any game, just because of the emotions behind it and just the weight of it as well. I would put it akin to a fight against a Colossus from Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, it's rough as well. I have to. It sounds bad. I have to kill him quick because when you get him down to low health.
Yeah,
he starts limping.
He starts stumbling around.
It's so rough. You just gotta. It's really bad. So good, but at the same time, oh god.
Oh god, I feel like a bad person. Yeah. No, I get it entirely. Cool. No, we did the obligatory Dark Souls talk. What a shame. What else has been on my mind? I've been listening to crazy amounts of music, even more crazy amounts of music than last time, and just catching up with albums that have recently been people have put on their list as album of the years, and I'm having a good time going through a whole bunch of albums, and I wrote about them. And then I wrote about one the other day called Tellurian by a band called CERN, who are just who are prog metal, what's the word? Supergroup. That's the word I'm looking for. And they just wrote this really awesome album back in 2014. And I was just I wonder if there's a new album that they've released. Yeah, they released one less than 2 months ago. I'm just oh, that is mighty convenient. That just happens to me a lot as well. I was oh, there's this band called Pallbearer who released an album back in 2012 called Sorrow and Extinction. And I was I wonder if they've got newer albums. Yeah, right enough, they did. They were a week and a half ago, they released their newest album. I was well, that's convenient. Just all these coincidences. And they're all just great albums that are coming out this year. And this is probably the most up-to-date I've been on music in quite some time. And it's all irrelevant music for 90%, 99% of the world, I guess.
I'm absolutely terrible at keeping up with bands. I'd say one of my favourite bands is Bullet for My Valentine. And I know since the last album I had of theirs, I'm pretty sure they've released 2 albums since then. I haven't done a single song from it because I just loved the previous albums so much. I just haven't listened to the new stuff. That was so many years ago.
Yeah, which ones were that? Was that Fever?
Yeah, it's that album.
Oh god,
Fever, I can't remember what it's called.
Temper was on
Scream
that
Aim Fire.
And Scream Aim Fire was before that
is the
as
name.
well.
Is that the name of the album? I think that's the album.
Yeah. There's an album called Scream Aim Fire. There's an album called Fever as well, which followed it. Temper.
Oh right, okay. No, I
another album that followed
Fever, because Fever was the name of a song on Scream Aim Fire.
Was it? I might have all my facts wrong, but it's music, and
it's good to listen to.
It's not a band I'm not particularly familiar with. I don't know. I might have seen them live. I don't know. I've seen too many bands live, but that's another story.
To be fair, if you've been to any metal gigs, if you went to metal gigs about 10 years ago, 10 years ago, you'll probably see them as a backup band. Like they were all over the place.
True.
Like
Yeah,
when they were starting up, they did a really good job of being like everybody's backup band.
Yeah, I definitely saw them at Download Festival. So yeah, I've definitely. seen them.
If you've been to Download, you'll have seen them.
So, yeah, they'll have been there. Yeah, right. We have to cut it short because I am out of time for the day, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, and we started a bit late, so sorry about that, guys.
Oh well. Oh dear. Oh well. So yeah, enjoy this short podcast. Dom, where can we find you across the internet?
I'm McDom. I'm McDom on Rooster Teeth and McDom on Steam. I'm McDom023k on YouTube and on Twitter.
Awesome. I can be found across the internet at Ethfar or at Destroy Topham, or Topham on the Rooster Teeth site. Thank you everyone for listening. Have an exciting week. Thank you, Dom, for being my guest.
No worries, Topham, anytime.
And yeah, catch you all later. Goodbye.
Toodles.